Resident Alien Season 2, Episode 1 review.
Well, I guess it's true what they say. Space travel does put hair on your chest.
Lots of hair on your chest. But I don't think travel. Although, I mean, the alien is pretty hairy.
But it's kind of interesting. I was wondering, like, they kind of cut it off, but like, it's an interesting. Well, it was an interesting idea that, like, I was thinking they were going to do, and they kind of did it, but they didn't do it fully, and it would have been an interesting way of doing a recap show to kind of catch people up for season 2. Is like when he hit his head, like he reverted back to being purely alien in terms of mentally, and then he went back to Law and Order, and so that was the first thing he sort of absorbed as his first sort of human media to try and become human. So the first thing he did that, and then like if he had gone through like each step, and then he started remembering, oh wait, this thing, oh wait, this thing, and then he started to remember things in sequence. He kind of did that, but they kind of shortcutted it with the octopus. But with him stealing the octopus, like, I wonder, like, it's probably a saltwater octopus. Is he going to set up an aquarium with him in there? I assume, because he couldn't, like, he's not. I don't know that there are freshwater octopuses.
I don't think so, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think I'm not an expert on the octopus, but I think they're all.
I just know they taste good.
I think they're all salt water based, so you'd have to.
Ouch!
So, like, if they put him, so if you tried to put him in his lake next to him, so he's like, that wouldn't work. But he could set up an aquarium, and then now he's got a roommate, which would be interesting.
Daddy, the freshwater octopus is a medium-sized cephalopod occasionally found in rivers of North America. It is said to be 2 to 3 feet long.
Huh.
Yeah.
Although those are more in the eastern side, around Kentucky and West Virginia. Oh, and Ohio.
But yeah, it's assuming he sets him up a tank, and now he's got a roommate to keep an eye on things and to talk to when his roommate is no longer being eaten. But yeah, that'll be an interesting.
It's like, save me! I have this chef special tomorrow.
Yeah. I love the fact that his name is number 42. His name is number 42? Yeah. He's the chef special octopus and black bean sauce.
The guy's a monster. I swear you fed me octopus.
But what else is there about?
I do octopuses. Not because I'm hairy. Or
So two of the things that like knew they'd have to do it eventually, but to do it in 2 back-to-back episodes, like they had to deal with 2 reasons why he would leave Patience. Okay, well, 2 things that would that would end his time in Patience, like the orb killing all the humans, because then Patience wouldn't be there, and so job done. And then his ship. Like he could just leave if he got his ship back. Well, he got his ship back, and then it was turned into balls.
Alien balls.
Yeah. And he likes showing off those alien balls. He showed him off to the kid.
Like,
This is so inappropriate.
so taken out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wow, the mayor this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
The
God, just
I was like, when
Oh.
he was starting to walk around with that, all cocky, and it was like, okay, this guy's gonna be insufferable for at least an episode or two.
Yeah. I
Uh,
love how quickly the sheriff shot him down with the Sharpie.
it's like, Nope.
my sciatica.
yeah, it's like,
I moved my leg not because because you threatened me, but because it was aggravating my sciatica. Although, I mean, his wife seemed to tolerate it pretty well.
oh yeah, that was wow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that lit a
They
fire in
were
there, and
creative.
I wouldn't be at all surprised. Like again, I'm watching this as we're going along. If at some point with all this hot and heavy business, like she ends up pregnant at some point, like if you wanted to do that, this is a perfect opportunity to set this up. So,
I mean, I do understand why they're getting all hot and heavy now, because before he was so restrained, so
I mean, they called him Mayor Snowflake, so
yeah, he was very trying to be pleasing to everybody and trying to he was policing himself too much, and that caused a codependency.
Yeah.
But when he saw his family in danger, that adrenaline kicked in and caused him to let out all those decades of past of self-policing, and dropped his inhibitions so much that he just like went out, and he got a taste for it, and he can't just, you see what
Oh, yeah.
happens, lets himself out in public, because everybody not like that, uh, because everybody's so used to him being the other way, that self-contained, quiet, mousy type. When he lets himself be himself, it doesn't work well.
Yeah.
But his wife already saw that in him, and she, they shared that trauma, so that it spiced it up. And studies have shown that if you have if you're on a date, take them to a scary movie or a roller coaster, something that causes that adrenaline and endorphins to kick in, because that creates bonding hormones and causes you to be, to bond with the person. So that increased their bonding, which in turn increased their sex drive and their kinkiness. And hey, happy for them.
yeah.
I spent all night watching psychology videos.
Okay.
Not about this. Just
I have to say though, I kind of laughed when she was just like, she just breaks the vase, like shattered.
Oh yeah, that was because she needed more of that chaos. Basically, She's another one who's very controlled. She's very controlling,
Yeah.
which is why he's so submissive to her. And she needed a bit of that chaos because she liked it so much. And it was, again, breaking out of that norm. And
Yeah.
it gave her a thrill. And so she figured breaking the vase would
Yeah.
give her that thrill again, which kind of a low bar when you think, I just beat the shit out of a couple of intruders yesterday. That adrenaline kick is gonna be hard to surpass.
True.
Which is why they got so adventurous in the bedroom. And also, I'm wondering if that tail is a plug or if it's a belt.
I just remember also another thing was like he does the whole "Hey guys," yeah, and he's walking down the street and saying hello to everybody, and then he tries to go a little bit further and goes for the high five, and the guy just ignores
And the dude just
him.
walks past.
like,
Like,
okay, maybe not that far.
yeah.
Oh, what else? Oh. Apparently the Earth is in a constellation that looks like a booba.
Nipple. It looks like a booby. And our star, our sun is a nipple.
I wonder if somebody who's really nerdy about that could figure out where you would have to be looking at Earth to see a constellation with like bright enough stars that it would look like that.
I mean,
well, he told us where it was. Never mind. He told us where it was. It was in Ursa Major, like it's over there.
Yeah.
So, like we don't even have to guess because he just told us. It's like no, it's Ursa Major or something. I think, which is the Big Dipper essentially.
Major. It's yeah. It means Great Bear.
Yeah. A great and powerful constellation.
A great and powerful nothing compared to moi, the great and powerful Trixie. How dare you? That any Ursa Major can beat moi.
Moi, you say? Moi.
Let's see, what else was there? Darcy nearly, like the guy's was at the new doctor's house was basically stripped bare pretty much, and that one guy from the military's hiding there with a gun, and Darcy gets lucky and it's like nobody's here. And he's like, didn't have to shoot her. Like, so
he doesn't want to shoot.
Yeah. No, I was saying like he was relieved he didn't have to shoot her.
Yeah.
But which is going to be interesting because that's now that he's got his brain back. Like, I can only imagine that the mayor is going to be like, hey, Vanderspiegel,
like, no.
We need you to be the town doctor again. Just for a while until we get another town doctor. So recruit another town doctor because, yeah, the other doctor's gone missing. So, like, it's a hard time for doctors and patients because you have...
Which is really, really kind of ironic.
If you break it down, really, I mean, you got, okay, so the doctor they had before is murdered by another doctor who is then murdered by an alien who then takes over the role. And then they finally get a, and he's doing it on a just to keep his cover basis. And then they finally get another doctor to come and be the town doctor, and he gets taken out by the military because they think he's an alien, and so then Perry's probably gonna have to go right back to being the town doctor, probably for most of this season, while they find another doctor to cover for him, to cover the practice.
Which also makes me wonder. So Harry, not Alien Harry, killed the other doctor, which they're probably gonna find out that they're gonna be like, "You're under arrest." It's like, I didn't do it. I mean, I did do it, but I did do it.
Well, I think there's just not. I think there's, unless something drastically changes soon, like unless there's some break in the case, like yeah, there's the broken French doors, but and the
I love
foot.
the fact that they were pretty spot on about all of it.
Yeah, but they don't have enough to, like all they can
And
say is
I,
that the French, French doors were, some French doors were blown out, and there's a foot. That's about it. Like they don't have enough to, like, they're digging into Vanderspiegel, but like they don't really have enough to charge him with anything. Uh, and so yeah, I don't know what they're what they're gonna do about that. But we might find out. I'm gonna guess with them starting to pick apart his backstory, we're gonna start to figure out who Vanderspiegel was, and like he said, it was like he, for all we know, Vanderspiegel was a serial killer. We don't know.
we don't know.
Yeah, we know he killed at least one person. So, yeah. He killed at least one person, so if he kills a few more, well, you know.
Maybe I mean, didn't Darcy say, what if he was a serial killer at one point?
Well, yeah, it would be funny foreshadowing.
It would be.
It's like, oh yeah, no, the actual Vanderspiegel, uh, yeah, the actual Vanderspiegel, he was actually a serial killer. uh, but what else?
Um, I don't think she really likes what's her name, the one that also dyed her hair blue tipped.
No, I don't think so
But
either.
she does. She does, but doesn't. She doesn't like the fact that, and her name is Jane, I think it was. She doesn't like that Jane is copying her. But everybody has that one weird friend who's like, she's basically family. They're basically like family, and they're kind of insufferable, but you love them anyway. And Jane is the town whore. She's the town bicycle. Everybody's had her ride. And like Darcy is just like, But at the same time, it's like, well, she's the special one, you know? The special one.
But the Asta pulling out, doing the turning off the lights. It's like, oh, I could have done that. Like
Yeah.
at least if anybody asks questions, they'll both just say, yeah, no, he got in an accident and
Yeah.
and had a head injury, and I was trying to wrangle him, and he ran off, and he got to the baseball field, and well, he did that. Like, yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I mean,
It's
he's
a good
weird enough as it
excuse.
is, and now
They
he's got a head injury. Like, yeah, he's gonna act really
have
weird.
the medical proof he was in a hospital.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that.
They found him wandering around naked.
Yeah, so he's, yeah, it's. Yeah, it's like, no, he's, yeah, he got in an accident and had a head injury. Like, we're not even joking. Like, we have the release papers for him.
Exactly.
He was already a little odd, but then he had a head injury. So if he acts really weird, it's like, okay, he had a head injury. He's weird already, and then he had an injury. Like, that's not that odd. Like, he's got himself sorted out now, and he's fine. But like, yeah, he was weird. That was a weird thing to do. But he wasn't in his right mind, and Asta was trying to rein him in.
It's amazing that a ball just never hit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is the far outfield.
True.
And it depends on where in the outfield it is, too.
And they probably had, considering that left-handers are only 10% of the population, and keep in mind the fact that this isn't professional baseball, so there are probably fewer left-handers than in professional baseball, which means maybe about 1 in 7 are left-handed. And depending on how long the game has been going, the probability is that they'd be hitting any run, longer distance runs into into a left field rather than right field, because most of them are right-handed. And due to the angle and trajectory of the hit, they're more likely to hit it into right field where the ship isn't. And therefore, it's not that out there. Plus, they don't, a lot of the hits don't actually go that far.
Okay, but
most teams don't go that far.
You know what is out there, though? The fact that technically a crater just appeared out of nowhere and there's not a giant crowd of people checking it out.
Well, if you remember, Sahar came up with an excuse.
Oh yeah, I mean just for those for those.
Yeah,
lists,
but
I mean,
small towns rumors spread, and if that group was like, oh, there's there's like a sewage leak over there, they're digging up, like, they could have, that might have even been why they weren't, they figured it's construction or something going on there, maybe, or they heard the sewage thing, don't hit that way,
Or if they didn't hear anything, and they were looking at somebody tore up the field, it's a small town out in the middle of nowhere with probably quite a few bored teenagers. It's like,
yep,
some bored teenagers dug it up, did something stupid, caused the thing, caused the crater, and then they left. They ran away before they got caught. Yeah, they messed it up because they were trying to do something and they got caught, and then they ran off before they could catch him. Like
Mm-hmm.
bored teenagers in the middle of nowhere with nothing much else to do, getting up to hijinks. It's not that crazy, I would imagine.
No, not that crazy at all.
Anyway, we have anything else?
Apparently, according to the kid, Harry wants to be the kid's dad.
Yeah, the kid went
You
from
want to
being
be my dad?
he went from being terrified of the alien to daddy.
Oh,
Oh
don't
my
do that.
No.
It's like I have two dads, Harry and Sheriff
Ben.
Snowflake.
No, it's Mayor Snowflake. And his
Mayor.
name is Ben.
But anything else?
Apparently Asta's really offensive to gill breathers.
No. Just calling them out on having gills. That'd be like, somebody calling you out on because you wore shorts and showed off those hairy, nasty legs of yours. Like, bruh. It don't body shame, okay?
Anyway, I guess that should be it.